Are you guys ready to make some Play-Doh for science today? So I want you to get out your reading check that we were supposed to do for our packet today, and we're going to test out to see if the Play-Doh actually works and turn into Play-Doh. So you need to get your recipe out to do this, and you can practice reading, or I'm going to have my daughter Maddie is finally willing to be in a video. So that's Maddie. She's finally willing to be in a video, and she's going to make Play-Doh to see if it turns out. So I'm going to read the instructions for her and see how she does. So the ingredients are flour, and we need salt. Now I have a big box of salt. You might not have that much salt at your house, but we do. You need 1 cup of water, and it says on a measuring cup where 1 cup is. You need oil. And you can use food coloring if you want. It says to use blue, but that's up to you. And my daughter has a knife out to measure the flour. And here is a 1 cup measuring cup. And we have to have a tablespoon, but we're gonna use a half for a fraction. And you need a bowl. So I'm gonna read the steps and we're gonna have Maddie make it. So step number 1, Maddie says, mix the flour and salt together in the bowl. So you need 2 cups of flour. So we're going to do that first. And I think she's breaking my stuff. Remember, Mrs. Masco's daughter is in 8th grade, so that happens. Yeah, she broke my measuring cup already, but that's okay. And look, even at Mrs. Masco's house, they make a mess. So there's 1 cup. And she filled it all the way to the top. And she's going to quickly do another cup. So it's 1, 2. And then once she puts the flour in, she needs salt. And we actually need 1 whole cup of salt. That's a lot of salt. That's all right. So she's going to dump it in. It's probably going to get on the counter, and that's okay. She makes a mess. Oh, she's actually not making a mess. As long as you're pretty close, she used her finger, that's fine. Okay, so we put that together in the bowl, and it says mix it. She's just going to use her hand, and that's fine. Okay, step 2, it says add the water, blue food coloring, and oil. So let's see, water, 1 cup of water. So dump the water in, Maddie. And then we need blue food coloring, 6 drops of food coloring. So if you don't want to do food coloring, you don't have to. So she's counting to 6 in her head, I hope. And oil. So let's look at the oil. So because we just did fractions, wait, let's show. I've purposely picked out, let's see if it'll show you. I picked out 1/2. So it's 1/2 tablespoon. So what, Maddie, tell them, what is 1/2 plus 1/2 is what? 1 or a whole. So we're gonna need 2 of those for us, but it says 1 tablespoon, but I picked a half, so she'd have to do a little bit of math. So she's putting oil in. And here's what's fun. I'm hoping she's going to be smart enough to roll up her sleeves. We'll see. And she just put flour on my floor. And then it says, mix all of it together. So she's going to start mixing, mixing, mixing. Once it's all mixed together, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. And yay, you get to be messy, which is fun. Is it sticky? Really sticky. So I think if it ends up being really super sticky, what do you think you could add, Maddie, to make it less sticky?
More flour.
More flour, we'll have to see. But it's mixed up. Why don't you, it says, step 4, knead the dough with your hands. Why don't you dump it on the counter? I'm in the bowl. You can see my reflection. Okay, so she's going to start kneading it, and she'll show what kneading is. Mushing it back and forth and back and forth. So she's saying sticky. So why don't you dump a little more flour in there? She didn't go crazy. She just keep kneading it back and forth and back and forth. And it should get less sticky that it won't stick on your hands. Let me see. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, why don't you do a little bit more flour, and I think that'll be pretty good. So what's cool about this number 1, this recipe didn't lie. It actually made Play-Doh. but don't eat it. It's going to taste really gross and salty. And you can play with it today. Put it in a baggie. This would be fun to make words this week with Mrs. Masco. You can push your finger in and press the words in there, and I think that's what I will try to do with making words, is use that moon dough as something fun to do. Is it working, Maddie? Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, there's ocean blue Play-Doh for you. And thanks, Maddie, for helping me. You want to wave goodbye to my class? Thanks.